Okay, so we are at Learning Objective 2, which is compose direct messages that make requests, respond to inquiries online and offline, and deliver step-by-step instructions. So the first part of this is typical request, response, and instruction messages. In the workplace, the positive messages take the form of emails, memos, and letters. Brief positive messages are also delivered by instant messaging, texting, and social media. When you need information from a team member in another office, you might send an email or use IM. If you're going to explain to employees a new procedure for ordering supplies, or rank and file workers, which means workers that have been there for a while, and you do not have company email, you could write an inter-office memo. When you welcome a new customer or respond to a customer letter, you would prepare a letter. Okay, so the majority of business messages will involve routine requests and responses to requests. Requests and replies may take the form of emails, memos, letters, or social media. You may receive an inquiry via Twitter or Facebook about an upcoming product launch. You might be answering an inquiry by email from a customer about your services or products. These are routine requests, and replies follow a similar pattern. So creating request messages, when you write messages or request information or action, you think your request will be received positively, so you start with the main ideal first. So first thing you do is the main ideal. The most emphatic positions in a message are the opening and closing. Okay, emphatic being the most important part is opening and closing. Readers tend to look at them first. So you open it up, you read the first part of it, see what it's about, and then you kind of see what the answer is or what they're getting at. Should capitalize on this tendency by putting the most significant statement first. First sentence of an information request is usually a question or a polite command. It should not be an exclamation or a justification unless resistance to the request is expected. When the information or action requested is likely to be forthcoming, immediately tell the reader what you want. Okay, so we're going to look at figure 8.2 in just a minute. So if several questions must be asked, you have two choices. You can ask the most important question first, as shown in the figure we're going to look at, or you could begin with a summary statement, such as, please answer the following questions about providing meeting rooms and accommodations for 250 people from September 23rd through September 26th. Avoid beginning with, will you please? Okay, and this is, a lot of people have a tendency to do that. Although such statement sounds like a question, it's actually a disguised command. Think of the tone that might convey. Because you expect an action rather than a reply, you should punctuate this polite command with a period instead of a question mark. To avoid having to choose between a period and a question mark, just omit will you and start with please answer. So providing details, the body of a message or request information or action provides necessary details. So now we're at the body of the message, the in-between stuff. So here's an example. So you have an informative subject line right here, seeking facilities and accommodation for a fall sales conference. Salutation includes the last name, and honorific, because the email is addressed to a stranger, means Mr. You don't use a first name. Can Wynn Las Vegas and Encore Resort provide meeting rooms? And here's what they need. Why they're choosing that hotel. When the fall sales conference is scheduled. And that they're just collecting information. Would they please answer this question? So there's bullets, 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy to see that what questions are to answer. Closes with a call for action and deadline. Answer to these questions and any other information you can provide will help us decide. Your response before March 4th, call to action, would be appreciated since our planning committee meets March 11th. Sincerely yours, a signature, and here's the company. Showing appreciation is always appropriate, but try to do so in a fresh and efficient manner. For example, you could hook your thanks to the end date. Thanks for returning the questionnaire before May 5th when we begin tabulation. You might connect your appreciation to a statement developing reader benefits where you're grateful for the information you will provide because it will help us serve you better. You could briefly describe the information will help you. I appreciate this information, which will enable me to do whatever. When possible, make it easy for the reader to comply with your request. And responding to requests. Often your messages will respond directly and favorably to requests for information or action. A customer wants information about a product. A supplier asks you to arrange a meeting. An employee inquires about a procedure, or a manager wants your input. In complying or answering these requests, you want to apply the same direct strategy you use in making requests. Okay? A customer reply email that starts with an effective subject line, as in 8.3, helps the reader recognize the topic immediately. Subject line refers in abbreviated form to the previous correspondence and/or summarizes the message. Knowledgeable business communicators use a subject line to refer to earlier correspondence, so that in the first sentence, the most emphatic or the most spot with emphasis in a letter, they are free to emphasize the main idea. So here's 8.3 customer response. Okay, Jeffrey White from Linda Delorme regarding subject, your July 12th inquiry about WorkZone software. So now they know what it's about. There's an attachment of a PDF file. Yes, we do offer personnel record keeping software. Here's answers to your 3 questions. 1, 2, 3. So they're following the same format that the other one had. It was requesting it. And it's easy to see the answers to these 3 because they correlate to the answers with the previous one, or their questions for the previous one. And it says WorkZone software is specifically designed to provide you with expert forums in interviewing, verifying references, and it goes on. Link sales promotions, reader benefits. We even provide you with a step-by-step instructions and suggested procedures so that your benefits. Directs the reader to additional information in the attached PDF copy of our pamphlet. So they're referencing this. To receive a preview copy or ask questions about WorkZone and its use, call this number. Our specialists are eager to help you. This is when they're open. If you prefer, visit our website to receive more information or place an order. Sends a direct reply email, deliver the information the reader wants. Very wordy, drawn out openings, such as, I'm responding to your email of December 1st in which you request information about da 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 da. More forceful and efficient is an opener that answers the inquiry. Here's the information you want. Okay, so this is more direct. When agreeing to request for action, announce the good news promptly. Yes, I will be happy to speak to your business communication class on the topic of whatever. So this bottom part is request for action. Announce the good news promptly. In the body now, supply explanations and additional information, because an email, like any other document written for your company, may be considered a legally binding contract. Be sure to check facts and figures carefully. Under certain circumstances, in some United States, an email can also become an enforceable document. Therefore, exercise caution when using a company email address or anytime you're writing for your employer online. If a policy or procedure needs authorization, seek approval from a supervisor or executive before writing the message. I hear at times of companies that of employees that get themselves into trouble because they don't understand that this is true. Okay, that if you go to court and they have a proof, this is an enforceable document. It can be considered legally binding. When customers or prospective customers inquire about products or services, your response should do more than merely supply answers. Try to promote your organization and your products. Be sure to present the promotional material with attention to the you view and to reader benefits. You can use our standardized test to free you from time-consuming employment screening. In concluding a response message, refer to the information provided or to its use. The attached list summarizes our recommendations. We wish you all the best in redesigning your social media presence. If further action is required, help the reader with specifics. The Small Business Administration publishes a number of helpful booklets. Avoid signing off with cliches. If I may be of further assistance, don't hesitate to. You'll find it's real easy to fall into this trap, okay? But it's best not to. The following checklist reviews the direct strategy for information or action requests and replies to such messages. Okay, now, here's the checklist. This is what I've been saying all along, is to pay attention to the graphics. They are really a big help. If you're requesting information or action, you open by stating the main idea, explain and justify the request. Here's where you do it at. Request the action in the closing. Request by summarizing exactly what's to be done, including dates or deadlines. If you're responding to request, open directly, immediately deliver the information the receiver wants, supply additional information, and conclude with a cordial statement, which is polite. Beware of digital waste plugged in. All businesses are racing online, spending big bucks to establish a social media presence. Size and proportion of effort may be misguided because of a study that's been done. Apparently, more than half of consumers, 57%, in highly connected markets resent major brands entering their social networks. So you have to be careful. Yet companies large and small are establishing profiles on social media networks such as Facebook and YouTube. However, TNS's Digital Life Study, based on on-depth interviews with over 72,000 people in 60 countries, found this aversion or dislike to brands on social networks to be even higher in the United States, 60%, in the United Kingdom, 61%. The large survey reveals that unless businesses target their efforts well, they are wasting them on more than half of their intended audience, which is a waste of time and manpower. Be sure when asked whether they want to engage with brands on social networking sites to find out more or make a purchase, 54% of users admit the social media are a good place to learn about new products. 47% of your digital consumers comment about brands online. Say they're motivated by wanting to be helpful and dispense advice. Our 61% of online commentators are driven to engage with brands by special offers or promotions. Researchers say that mounting consumer-generated content combined with poor digital strategies by businesses are creating mountains of digital waste, such as friendless Facebook accounts and unread blogs. And so now here's a term I haven't heard before, is digital pollution, right here. It's making it harder for brands to be heard. To deepen their relationships with the public, brands must understand their target audience and consider the needs of various consumer groups. All right, responding to customer comments online. We live in an age, and they're right, when vocal individuals can start a firestorm of criticism online or become a powerful brand ambassador. These brand ambassadors can champion certain products. Businesses must listen to social media comments about themselves and, if necessary, respond. Draft we were talking about. We had no idea last month when we implemented a new hiring process that major problems would result. Do not submit your advertisements for new employees. The new process is hard to follow. It uses threats. You may pick up, if you do not follow these guidelines, chaos will result. Fails to pinpoint a main idea. Uses vague negative subject line. The revision is here. Look at the difference between this one and this one. Major problem resulted from the change in hiring procedures implemented last month. Each department is placing job advertisements for new hires individually when all such requests should be centralized in this office. 1, 2, 3, 4. Following the guidelines for SaveU Work, so this is what's in it for them. And also enable human resources to help you fill your openings more quickly. Again, what's in it for them. Data contact. Here's the tip for writing instructions. Learning more about writing instructions. It's so important we've developed a special bonus online supplement called How to Write Instructions. It provides more examples and information. And here's the address of it. It extends your textbook with in-depth material. And so this is the end of Learning Objective 2. We'll begin Learning Objective 3 here in just with the next video.